Hey, baby girl. Trying to make sure I am able to share it to the groups. Okay, here we go. One group, two. Okay, one more. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Clara. Hey, Danielle. Look at all of my ladies. Thanks, Kanisha. I see that someone had a someone been updating their photos, right? Okay, so you got it, right? So you got your stuff. Make sure you put some pictures in the group. I want to see them. So how you doing, Kanisha number 2? We have another Kanisha. And we are also on IG as well. Hey, Sheldon, how you doing? So we kind of double clutching tonight because I have different pockets of people I connect with. So I said, just let me make a general live and just share it everywhere else instead of just being in one group. Hey, Danielle, this is not in any private group, so you guys can feel free to share this live. If you know, you got a lot of event professionals that may benefit from tonight's discussion, right? And realize this is a discussion. All right, come on over to Facebook, Bird. We're going to have a discussion tonight. This isn't a training or anything like that. Everything that we're discussing tonight, me and the ladies are actually doing in the boot camp, but ours is a lot more extensive. So I'm just sharing with you guys 2 steps out of this week. I believe we're doing 7. So I'm just going to share with you guys 2 steps of the branding element of module 1, right? So I know a lot, like I said earlier, I know that a lot of us primary complaint is cheap clients, right? Or being attracted to the wrong clients, because all of them may not necessarily be cheap, but however, they are ones that you do not desire to work with. It's very common. I know because I surveyed people that I am connected to, and this is by a landslide was like one of you guys' biggest obstacles, right? And one of the reasons that this is happening and a lot of you do not notice is because your branding is off. And I know when you hear branding, you normally just think of logos, websites, stuff like that, right? But it go a lot deeper than that when you're talking about branding. Branding really is, it includes your messaging. It includes what you want to convey to your potential clients, right? When they experience your name, when they experience your posts, when they see your work, like what message do you want them to feel? What is it that you want them to feel, right? So a lot of it, one of the main things that we should do, and this is definitely something I always do, is kind of start from the inside out. Like you got to clean up house before you go pointing the fingers and like, oh, they cheat. No, it's like, okay, are you really attracting the kind of clients that you want to attract? Let me see that. And pardon me, guys, because I'm double clutching. So if you see me kind of like moving back and forth, because it's two different setups here. So then, like I said, this is a discussion. This is not going to be a training. So I'm going to be asking you questions, and I want you guys feel free to comment in the chat, because you know how I love engagement, and you know how we get down in the groups, right? So this is kind of how this is going to be tonight as well. Hey, Toshia, thanks for joining us. So a lot of you do generally know your mission statements, right? You kind of got an idea, but I know for me, when I got started, I really didn't. I thought I knew my mission and all that good stuff, but I didn't. I didn't think about it hard enough, and I really didn't have a clue. I just knew this is something I wanted to do. I didn't know why I wanted to do it. I didn't know what it meant to me. I didn't know what it would afford me. And I didn't even think about all that. It just was what I wanted to do, right? So the first question, and I ask you guys often, thank you, babe. I ask you guys often, what is it that drove you guys? Because you didn't come out the womb as a business owner, right? Or you didn't come out the womb as an event planner, as an event professional. That did not happen. So what was it, that one specific thing that kind of drove you, and this is a question, so I'm looking for some answers, that drove you to want to become whatever it is you is in your field, whether that's a planner, a designer, a stylist, whatever it is. And you guys over there, you're in the events industry, Shell. So like, what is it that prompted you to even want to do this? I will share, for me, I was tired of getting up to go to work. That's, you guys that is in my groups know, that is it. That's what it started with. I have been getting up since I was about 13, 14 years old. So it just, I don't want to do this no more. That was the thing. Like, I don't want to do this no more. So that's like, I've kind of had several different businesses all through my life, like on and off, but it always was prompted because I always wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And I never had the opportunity to do that until now. So that's really what it started with. That's what it prompted. But then I had to dig a little deeper and find out what my core values was and all that good stuff to see how it actually ties into my messaging. Thanks, Sivania. So I had to really figure that out because I didn't know. And I didn't know that not only did I want to do what I wanted to do, but growing up the way I grew up, I did not want that for my children, right? I wanted to kind of change the spectrum. I wanted to create something totally different other than what I was used to. And I just didn't know how to get it done because that's not something I was used to doing. But that is kind of like how everything started. That's kind of how everything evolved. And as I got in, so a lot of you guys know my story. As I got in, blindsided, blindfolded, not even knowing what the next step would be, I was frustrated. I felt all that frustration, disappointment. I felt like a failure. I felt like a fraud. I felt like everything you can possibly think of. And I just was mad at the world and not even really thinking, what could I do to change the dynamic of what was going on, right? And so I'm when you're thinking of like, what made you want to be whatever it is that you are? And you guys tell me. Okay. Family, absolutely. That's a biggie too. I would talk about that, lady. They're doing it for free. Absolutely, Tashia, I'm with you. Your wedding, that normally sparks a lot of, because that kind of prompted me too, to want to do specifically weddings. And it's funny that you guys say this because I'm going to ask you another question that's going to help you really relate to your clients. I'm with you as well. I didn't want to work for anyone anymore. Absolutely. Hated my 9 to 5. Kanisha, we talked about this. That is primarily why I do what I do, because I've found out that so many of you guys that's in our industry want to leave their 9 to 5. And a lot of you think that you cannot. And that is so beyond the truth. Like, I can't fathom it. But I know exactly how you feel, because guess what? I stayed stuck in my job for 8 years. Just simply thinking I could not leave until I just woke up one day and said, this is it. I literally woke up one day, said, this is it. And I put in my slip a few weeks later. And it really was just that simple. It really was. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just know I was leaving. So that's really kind of also how the Porsche Academy got birthed and the coaching program got birthed, because so many of you ladies wanted to do the same exact thing. And a lot of you guys get discouraged because you think that it is not possible. Brad, I thought you was coming over to Facebook. And a lot of you guys think that it's not possible, and that's not true. And being underpaid, I get that as well. And underpaid even happens in our industry too. Like, you can be undercharging. It's common. We talk about this all the time, not getting charged your worth. But believe it or not, that really relates to your branding, your messaging, being able to charge your worth, but not necessarily only charging, but be confident enough that you deserve whatever it is that you want to charge, as long as it's realistic. Like, don't go and do a party and be like, oh, pay me $7,000 and it's like 2 people. Like, be realistic, but be confident enough to know that you deserve that. a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes stuff that we do. And honestly, it's not necessarily our job to lay it all out like, well, I do this and no, that's too much. State your prices. Like I told you ladies earlier, set it and forget it. You don't really have to justify why it is what it is. That is what you feel like you are worth. Only other thing about that is project the work to back up those prices. Like you can't, the workload look like it may be a $5,000 package, but you want to charge 10. And also don't do it reversal. Don't have $10,000 producing work and you're only charging 5, because ultimately you want to create a business that you're going to fall out in love with because you're not making any money. So you got to kind of really find that balance, right? And it's really because you don't know the correct pricing structure. And a lot of people make this thing so complicated. We talked about this the other day in a boot camp. And actually the other week. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. Like if you feel confident about your pricing structure and you know what the island is, whatever it is you want to make, and you know how to work backwards and to make it trickle down into where you know how much a party is, you know how much you're charging for a wedding, you know how much you're charging for a cake. Don't care if Susie over there charging $50 or $300. That has nothing to do with your house. That shouldn't have anything to do with your pricing structure, because Susie cakes, although they may look similar, the recipe, everything is different. What Susie do, how she make hers is totally different from what you do. Maybe Susie take an hour and maybe you take 3 because you put that extra oomph in it, right? You need to get paid for that extra oomph. I hope you guys understand me. Tell me if you're getting what I'm putting down. Okay. Oh, you want to know what, Bird? I'm sorry, because it is in all of the groups, but it's on my public page. It's on a public page because I didn't want it private so everyone can see it. But yeah, let me see what you got over here. Okay. Oh, you dressing? Wait a minute. Is you dressing people? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yes, but that is like really how we get inspired. We love the ability and we love seeing how we are able to transform things, right? We'll flip a room and tear it up in no time. And then that's a form of you're just proud, right? You just like, I did that. And it changes with every event, right? And you should feel proud, but then you don't want to feel, you don't want to walk away with feeling like I made this look amazing, but I didn't get paid my worth. Like then you're going to have different emotions. Those proud feelings is going to turn into resentment, right? And that's not a way you want to feel after an event. It's just not how you want to feel, because not only are you going to feel that way, you're going to eject that energy out, and then you're kind of ruining a relationship that could have been a returning customer or something like that. So everything that you guys are kind of going through, not saying it's not happening, because it's happening. I really want you guys to kind of be prominent enough to know and start in-house. Realize what are you doing, if anything, to contribute to the problem. And if it's anything possible that you can do to switch that thing around, I guarantee you're going to come up with some answers. I guarantee you. Hey, Lorraine. Right, Clara, exactly. That is what we do. We love entertaining. We love making things beautiful. We love taking our natural gifts. It's normally not anything we learned. Our talents, and we love making people, happy. We love making people laugh. We love you're really changing people's lives if you know it or not. Like I think that's how I got knee deep in it, is when I was looking around when I was getting married, and I just couldn't find no one to bring my vision to life, right? I just couldn't find it. So going through disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, I'm like, okay, I could do this. Like, I could do it. I know exactly what I want, right? I didn't do it, but I knew I got that match got struck into me, right? It was like, oh, I could do this. And then that's like when the wheels started turning, boy. When the wheels started turning, it just was on, right? So that is what we do. She say my husband made me quit. Michelle, but I like that. You have a realistic number attached to when you are leaving. I don't care if it's 15 years. Just put something to it where you can measure how you can set your goals up. If you know you have that much time, you can kind of slow roll it a little bit, but you should have things set in place. What you're going to do for 2020, 2021, and it should ultimately be leading you up to that initial goal, which is the island. That is the island. That's what we was talking about the other night, right? Hey, Erica. Hey, Deb. So not only, thanks for sharing, guys. Not only, you kind of know what prompted you to want to do this stuff, right? Once you think everything you guys kind of just told me, you start realizing what your struggles were. And not only you, this is a good time and a good way for you to connect with your clients, right? Because 9 times out of 10, your clients or potential clients is someone you used to be at some point in your life. Prime example, one young lady up there said her marriage is kind of what entertained this, made her want to do it. So me too, that had happened to me too. So now not only will you be an amazing event planner or event designer or whatever like that, you will kind of handle it differently because now you guys can relate. You know what she's going through because she may be overwhelmed. She's real emotional. So you can kind of attack it differently as opposed to someone that's just doing it as a job. And some people do just do it as a job. They do. So now, like, you can be a little more relatable because you know what she's going through. You know, if she's calling you, like, crazily all excited, like, oh my God, this don't work. You know exactly what those emotions feel like. Or some of them get anxious, right? Because they can't quite see it come together and they're nervous. This is a really, really big deal for them, right? So when you know that was something that you were going through at one time, now you can kind of handle the situation a little differently. And this is the kind of stuff where you are able to nurture a relationship. It's no longer just client professional. It's different. When you operate out of a place of compassion or, just out of a place where they could relate, now they know, like, and trust you, it's a totally different kind of relationship. It really is. But when you come off all abrasive, like, this is what it is, don't call me after 8, it's different. It seems like it's just straight business. And not saying it shouldn't be, like, you definitely should have boundaries, but it should be a part of your personality, your core values that's still in your business and that's quite alive and that people can see, because people do not connect with logos and websites, and don't nobody care what your logo look like. They really don't. It could be pretty, but that is not what's going to make them buy. That's going to make them maybe want to know a little more, right? That's what your branding is. Your branding is just everything that's going to attract the people you want to attract. That is why it is very important for you to really understand who you are, because if you don't know who you are, you're going to attract everybody because you're not defined enough, right? You're not defined enough. You're just trying to land a sale. And that is normally when you attract the cheapies because it shows up. It shows up in people, they research you, boy. They'll research you and it shows up. So normally when they see people that's kind of don't take their business seriously, I'm just gonna say it, like, don't take their business seriously, you're giving them leadway to negotiate your prices. It's an automatic. That's just how they feel. That's what they perceive, whether it's true or not. Normally people buy according to perception, and that is the amount of money that they're willing to pay. I can have a package, right? Or let's just say a cake. I can have a cake that's $1,000, right? And I put all my work into the cake and the cake is beautiful. But if my systems is out of whack and they can't get in touch with me, or it has nothing to do with the value of the cake. It has everything to do with how valuable they see me as someone they're going to purchase from. Now, if I have the same exact cake, the same exact ingredients, but I'm Trump tight, I got my systems in place. They can contact me. We can communicate. It's just a system. It's a strategy in place. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to sit there. They respect me as a business owner. Not only respect me, they trust me, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're building up the trust factor. To the fact is, then they're not going to ask you, like, oh, why are you charging me that amount? Like, no. It's like, okay, I'm confident. I trust her. I'm going to hit this pay button. And that's ultimately what you have to do. Hey, ladies over on IG. So that's really what you have to do. Hey, Erica, Deb, and Mary, thanks for joining. So we're talking about 2 elements for branding, right? And how to really start at the base, right? And really focus on us before we get to really focusing on which is the results. When we not cleaning house and we lollygagging and we cutting corners because that's just what we want to do, you can't expect your business to operate as a business if you're not treating it like a business. If you're treating it like a hobby, it's going to treat you like a hobby, right? But when you're serious and people see you serious, it's like, okay, that's who I'm rolling with. It's like you really have to put yourself in a position where you're not going to attract people that want to negotiate you down. If you feel like your packages is $12.50 or whatever the case may be, have your cushion, because everybody going to try to negotiate you to some degree. But you kind of stand firm in knowing that that's what you deserve, right? This is what we talked about the other day, right, ladies? Yes, I'm with you, Clara. Absolutely. Yes, I'm with you. Hey, Sanita. So once you find like all things that were happening in your life and you are able to be relatable, because now you understand exactly what is going on in their life, that's kind of what you want to connect yourself to. It's very easy for me, like I was saying the other day, it's very easy for me to connect with event professionals, right? Like I have programs that probably is almost tailored to every service-based business, because strategy is a strategy, right? But I'm not passionate about any service-based business. I am passionate about event professionals. I am passionate about women taking the reins and really in this element that you guys are in. You want to work on your own. You want to leave the 9-to-5. You want to support for your families. That is what I'm passionate about. So I show up a little different when I'm talking to you guys as opposed to just talking to another business owner. It's a disconnect. Do we have some correlations? Some, but us, we have a whole lot. We have a whole lot. We sit and tell the same similar stories. There's so many messages in my inbox. I even got one today that someone saw one of my ads and was like, that it was amazing. They said the webinar, it seemed like it was just for them. It was for them. And that is what I mean. That's so easy to be able to now not only pitch your services, but it's a connection there. It's a direct connection. So it's so much easier to turn a cold lead into a warm lead and then ultimately a client, right? Because she can relate to me, I can relate to her. We have common problems. We have common things that she is currently at where I once was. So I may have some solutions. I may have something that she's looking for, like how to get past this roadblock. It would be easy for me to help that individual because I've gotten past that roadblock. And that's ultimately right. That's ultimately what I mean when I say, find out what your things were, whatever, obstacles you faced, no matter what they were, and find something relatable in your clients. It's going to be such a different conversation, I tell you. Even if y'all don't have to talk about that, but it's different because now there's an understanding. So when a person is acting what we seem as weird, it's not weird. That's just the emotions that come along with that situation. Weddings come with a lot of emotional baggage. So do baby showers. These women are pregnant. So it kind of got to handle it a little different, right? That's just how it is. So you got to just handle it a little different. So one thing I want to know with you ladies or you guys over here, how many of you really see your potential clients or your clients, people you work with, you see the similarities, and you clearly don't have to be there now, but where you once were, like a younger you or someone, something that you stumbled upon and was able to overcome. I'm sorry, Erica. I tried to post it everywhere. I'm sorry, sweetie. So tell me in the comments, guys, over here too, if you guys are over there, what are some of the things that you see in yourself that maybe possibly your potential clients or your clients are experiencing? For me, I know one of my biggest things was I wanted to leave my job, right? I know exactly what that feels like because I wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. Not even that. I don't think I even entertained it long enough to think because I didn't think it was going to happen. So it's not even a thought I entertained, right? So when it was mentioned, then it's like, oh, okay, this is possible. So then the clock, the wheels start clicking, right? And before you know it, I just had to take a leap because I still didn't have a strategy. I still didn't have a plan. I just finally found myself in a place where I allowed my faith to be bigger than my fear, because my fear kept me there 8 years. I should have been left, not because anything other than I knew I deserved more. That's it. I knew I deserved more, but I was so comfortable being where I was. And so that is something I know a lot of you ladies go through, right? So a lot of you ladies know and seen me. Y'all seen my whole transition. Some of you guys been with me since day one. Some of you, I've been in my office at work and still doing lives and having conversations. And then before you know it, I snapped my fingers, and not only did I leave my job, I left my hometown. I moved 700 miles away. I got married. It's so much happening, like so fast. And all I had to do was change my form of thinking. That was it. I didn't have this mapped out plan or any of that. And I didn't have how I'm supportive. I didn't have a supportive community or anything like that, which was why I birthed the Posh Academy. Because I'm like, so many other people are out there, young women, that just don't even think this thing is real. And it is. And that is why I grab you guys by the arms, like, come on, this is what we're going to do, because you can. And I need you to understand and realize you can, because I talk to you guys every day. And a lot of you guys think it's not capable. And it's not that. It's your mind. It's your mindset. You're in a state of comfort, right? It's real comfortable to get a paycheck every week. You know it's coming, right? I was there for a long time. No matter, all I had to do was show up to work. I was going to get paid that next week. So to get outside of that, is it scary? Absolutely. Now I don't get a paycheck until I make some things happen. But it's different because I'm doing something I love, right? So it just don't even seem like it doesn't seem like work. It just seems like, I don't know. It's just my passion, right? I love it. And just to be able to dictate what I want to do. I don't have to sell myself short. I don't have to work with people I don't want to work with like that. That is what I want for you guys, because it's so possible. You guys are in the same field. You get to pick and choose what you want to do. You really, really do. Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna tell you, Erica. Right, it did happen fast. It did. But Erica, I'm gonna tell you, honestly, a lot of people, right? Because I do it too. A lot of people see things, right? And they can afford it. When you want something bad enough, you're going to find the money. So where I used to get hung up at, especially in the beginning when I first started, is you do kind of sympathize for people because they do put off this, oh, I can't afford it. No. Because if they want it bad enough, they will find or make it work. You know, us as women, we walk around with capes on all day. So we will find a way to make it work if we want it bad enough. And this is something I actually learned in a program that I was in, because I felt I just was, that compassionate side of me. Like, I can't, if someone is really like they can't find it, and then I had to look at my situation, right? And a program that I had invested in, it was a very expensive program. And I'm sitting there mulling, right? And I'm like, no, I can't afford that. And then like in the next instant, I was like, it's go or go. It's fight or flight. Like, I don't have a choice. If this is my solution, I got to pay for it. And it's not that I felt like I couldn't afford it. I didn't want to pay for it. That's what it was. But I had to look at the results. So a lot of people that's having these, they want these extravagant events. That some of it is unrealistic. They really can't afford it, right? But that's when we as the professionals have to pre-qualify people before we even waste their time, right? Or if you are really attracting who should be working with you, they kind of already know. We talked the other day about putting prices on websites. Some people do, some people don't. But I am one of my core values, like I just was saying, is being true to yourself. I am so gung-ho about my time, like, don't waste it. So if putting my prices on my website is simply going to attract the people I should work with and reflect the people I shouldn't, by all means, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not worried about someone seeing my prices and walking away, because ultimately, if that's the initial feeling, then they're really not my client. Not only do they not think they can afford it, but it's so much other stuff that comes in with that mindset that I just rather not deal with. And it just comes up because it shows where they are mentally. So you're going to, when you get the bending and making to all these exceptions, you're creating a headache. You really, really are. You're creating a headache. And there's one thing about customizing a package and just bending beyond integrity of your business. That is like something, sure, like we talked about this, right? So yeah, so it's just really like all about that. Like time is one of my things. Like if it's something that can save my time now, how I am now, I'd rather just spend the money, because I can go ahead and put that resource in play, and then I can make my money right back, as opposed to me holding on to a couple dollars and I didn't just wasted 2-3 days of my time. Like you know how much I could have made in 2 or 3 days had this been fixed. So that's what I mean by when I kind of changed it, how I perceive things, it just started connecting. It really did, because I am very frugal. I really, really am. I'm a couponer. I make house products. I am very frugal. But when it comes to getting past a roadblock, I can no longer sit and mull over things, because all it do ultimately is hinder you as a business owner. You sit in it. So some people do, it's time rich, right? Some people, you're either one or the other. You're either time rich or you're just wealthy, right? You have the money, you have the means to get things done. If you're time rich, by all means, take the time and learn it and do things on your own, because you have the time and you may not have the means financially, right? And on the flip side, you may not have the time, but you financially have the means. So you have to decide individually which one are you in that moment, right? I know how I am. I like to keep it moving. I really like to keep it moving. So I'm going to ultimately find the best solution. And if it's outsourcing now, I'm big on outsourcing. At first I wasn't. I'm like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to learn this because I'm not paying. That was my mindset. It really, really was. But the way my business is booming now could have been booming like that a year ago had I outsourced, really. So holding on to that little bit of money by not paying the professionals, whatever it was, I ultimately held myself up from making quadruple that same amount. And that's why I with my ladies, that's why I want them to understand the importance of hiring help. You don't have to go and get the rear wing of systems or nothing like that. But the stuff that eliminates you from making money in your business, you should not be doing. Like all the admin tasks, are they necessary? Yes. But why are you doing them? Why are you doing them? You need to be doing stuff that's going to make you money. In my business, a lot of the things that make me money immediately is courses and videos. So why would I sit here all day doing admin stuff? It's holding me up. It's holding me up. So now I push that off to someone else so I could get back to my money making task. And like I told a lot of you guys, saw the post this morning, and that came from another young lady. And it was like a profound moment. I'm like, that is so true. Like, because a lot of us, we talk about the goal, the island, with your financial income, where you want it to be, right? And for the most part, the most common is 6 figures, right? To me, that's not specific enough, because 6 figures could be $100,000 or it could be $900,000. That's a big difference, okay? It's a big difference. But 6 figures, I think for some, it's just like that is the first mark. Once you make the 6 figures, it's like, okay, bam, now you make your second mark and you make it, and you just keep going. But for the 6 figures, do you guys realize that's only $264 a day? When you think of it that way, it comes off so different, so different. And I'm like, that is so true. Like, and it's true. I made that in my sleep. When I woke up this morning, courses sold in while I was asleep. So I'm like, okay, so now I know, and I've been knew what I have to do and what I have to continuously doing, because it's one thing to have a successful year or a successful month or whatever it is, a 5-figure week, but it's another thing to make it consistent, right? is consistency. Like you have to make that thing keep on, not even just maintaining what it was, but even growing and scaling to whatever the next level is. So you cannot like get stagnant. You can't afford to get stagnant. Hey, Dejanay. Oh yeah, she said she witnessed my journey too. Yes, like one thing I love about telling my story is because so many of you guys relate to it, really relate to it. And I think until I started really telling my story, I didn't have as deep of a connection as I have now with a lot of my ladies. Like y'all my friends. We've been kicking it for a couple of years now. And so it's just weird, but I had to get out of my own stuff, right? I tell you guys all the time, find me on a live. I probably go on for like 2 minutes and then I'm clicking off. And before I go on, I got to do all this, like, I got to make sure my wig. I don't have time for that. I really don't, because when I do get on and I have something compelling to say or compelling to share, is impacted by too many people for me to be worried about showing up in a specific way. Like, it's just so much bigger than that. And until I got past that, it was that as well. It was prohibiting me from growing. It was prohibiting my community growing. It was prohibiting me from growing deeper relationships. It really was. But I had to get outside of my own. I told y'all guys, it's mindset. So it's exciting because in this module, at the last module of the boot camp, which is the last week, we go through a whole week of mindset stuff. And I just can't wait till we go through that. Y'all hear me talk about it often. But so yeah, that's what I had to do. And that's like I just told you guys, I had to find things that I went through and I had to find, similarities and what you guys are, where you currently are at, or something that you just recently got through or whatever like that. Like, yes, like, so now we have an understanding, like, oh, I know exactly what you went through. And hopefully, I have resources to share. You don't have to listen, but I'm quite sure you'll be interested because you've seen me. You've seen the transition, right? So it's like something, I had to do something right, right? So, right, that's ultimately the same thing I'm telling you guys, like make that connection with your prospects. It's so much simpler. A lot of my students that's in the Posh Academy School, they repeat students. This is not a cold audience, right? You don't see me running an ad on Facebook like, hey, buy this course, and they just buy it. No, it's you ladies. You guys, you'll get one course, and then guess what? Before I know it, you've gotten another one, and you've gotten another one. Some of you guys have all of my stuff, right? Some of you guys have all of my stuff. So, side note, I'm thinking of something special for you guys, though. I'm working on it, though. But like, you have to take care of your people and you have to really bridge the gap, right? That's what you have to do, because people are not connected, like I just told you guys, to logos and images. Like that's not what it is. People are connected to people. People are relational. People are emotional, all that kind of stuff. That's what you have to tap into with your prospects. It'll become so much easier, and it won't even feel like you're selling. It won't be. It'll be a solution, because whatever you're selling anyway, ultimately it should be a solution or some kind of result. You shouldn't be just selling something because you want to move, you want to make some coins. It really should be something that is unique and something that provides results. And when it's normally like that, it doesn't feel like you're working. It just feels like that's what it is. Like you are solving a problem. Like you want to be the superwoman of whatever they have going on, right? That's what you want to be. And that's how you got to kind of show up as. And it'll be so much easier. It really, really will be. Dejanay said, this is motivation right here. Yeah, Kanisha, I don't know. You got 2 days. So you said get out of your element and get back on it. I'm giving you 2 days. I'm going to be on your shoulder blades. 2 days. Because sometimes we do need to push pause, right? I mean, I push pause often. Well, no, not often. Not now, I don't. But I have had those moments because I just couldn't see how I was going to get to the finish line. I really couldn't. I didn't have a team. I didn't have a squad. I didn't have like the family home I had, but that is different because they don't really understand what you're going through. They'll cheer you on, woo-ha, yeah, take one for the team, but they don't really understand. Like you ladies understand what it is, right? So it's different, and the conversations are different. So sometimes you guys get me out of my phone. And I will tell you, I was like, okay, I was having a day today. I say, but when they jump in your inbox and they asking you questions, and that is like an immediate rush for me, because I could be probably sick. I don't care what it is. But normally, and I think that's the nurturer in us. We do it. It's a nurturer in us. When I feel like I am needed in any kind of capacity, it could be a phone number. Praise, you got this phone number? I immediately shift into a different space, right? It's like, okay, I'm needed. I got to show up. Da, 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 right? That's just how it is. And same thing for you guys. Like, whatever it is that you say, how you get inspiration and motivation, how we be talking and we in the groups and all that good stuff. I just want you to know it's a two-way street. So don't think it's a two-way street. You guys give me life. You guys make me excited. And that's just what it is. And I know you never stop learning. And I don't want you guys to never feel like, even when you get to the top, because that's where y'all going, y'all gonna surpass me. And I'm like, hold on. Remember us little people down. But I never want you to stop learning. And I never want you to feel like you've made it. Because the minute you feel like you've made it, you're gonna go right back down. You're gonna go right back down. So stay as humble as possible, because that's really gonna be what carries you through. Hey, Shalinda, no worries, at least you're here. Okay, you set it up and I'll be there. Okay, but so I definitely do that, ladies. Do the, find the resemblance in you and your potential clients, and that's what you want to do. Focus on connections. Don't show up salesy, like you got to pitch this, you have to pitch that. Absolutely not. Show up like you want to solve a problem. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they need. And I guarantee you're going to hear something they say that you either experience in some kind of way. And if you tap into that, you're going to show up differently. You're going to show up differently, right? So just kind of practice that. Do that, because it works. I'm telling you, it works. It really, really, really works. But another thing that you could do is think about you guys tell me, put in the comments, what are some of the most significant times in your life? What was it? Whether it was getting married, having kids, whatever specific event. And I'm going to ask you another follow-up question. Clara, it's not your birthday. Is it your birthday? You giving it the perfect. And is it your birthday? Oh my goodness. One of my favorite ladies. Clara, happy birthday, sweetie. I didn't know it was your birthday today. Happy birthday. Well, tell me what was one of the most significant events in your life, right? And I don't care what it is. For me, one of the most significant events in my life, not like most emotional, but most significant, like one of the most important events in my life was clearly having kids. That's always going to be my first, because I saved my son. I had my son when I was 21, my first child. He saved my life. Like, I don't know where I would be if I didn't become a mom at 20 years old, 21. I don't know where I would be if I was forced to take ownership and operate differently, right? When you got no kids, you can do what you want. You can do what you want, even though I still was responsible. I still was amazing. But I didn't have the responsibility of having to take care of another human being. So I always told my son that, like, he literally saved my life. And it forced me to kind of think things differently and not be so careless, because now I had him, right? And it just would change my life. It really did. And, oh, yeah, Keisha, see, I told you, being a mom, that's like such, some stuff men will just never know about. Sorry if there's any guys over there, but it's just something about it. And it doesn't really matter when it happens in your life. It's just something about it. It's just a change. It's a change. And that's just, a lot of you ladies, see what I'm saying? So again, that is something else that connects us deeper than me just being some of you ladies, some of your coaches, or some of your mental, that's what it is. But now we have similarities, right? And that would be something that now I clearly understand you more, because we have that core value, right? Also, leaving my job, honestly. Not that it was like the most important, but it was very significant, because all of the comfort was now gone. So even though I enjoy it, but the pressure is on, because when I don't perform, guess what? Somebody won't eat. So the pressure is on. So that's, I say that to say that was very significant, because now, even times when I don't lie to you ladies, I am lazy. I don't like working hard as in labor. I do not. I don't like doing a lot of labor work. I don't. But now it's like, okay, it just made me kind of just operate differently. Like some days it could be a week. I just will go a week and like just don't do anything. But I don't have that kind of time now. Like my life is totally different, right? So that's why I said it was very significant, because it's just different. I could have a day, like Kanisha, I told you, you got 2 days. You got 2. I could have a day where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna work today. But that will never extend to a week. It will never. Whereas though previously, yeah, like if I didn't want to do anything, I didn't. If I didn't want to go, I was so secure at my job. If I didn't want to show up, I ain't had to show up. It just was that secure. But now, if I don't show up, guess what? That my phone will not say, ching, ching, you just made a sale. Ching, ching. It's not going to happen. So that's why I say it's significant, because I see things differently. Not only that, I have goals. Like I have big goals, and they're not going to fall out the sky. They're not going to fall out the sky. The only way I'm going to do that or achieve those goals is if I continuously do my small task that's working its way to the goal, to the island, right? And my goals are big. I told you guys, your goals should be big, where they scare you a little bit. Because if they don't scare you a little bit, they're not big enough. It should be a little fear in there. It's like, oh, did I really just think that, right? If that's not happening, then the goal isn't big enough. And I want you to hit the reset button and think in the end. Like I told you guys earlier, think of the island. I don't care if that's about pricing the product or where you want your life to end up, and then work it backwards, right? Work it backwards, and then figure out what you have to do and whatever pattern, shape, or form to get you to that goal, right? Use whatever elements you need to use. I have posters all around my office. I have a frame right here on my desk. I tell you guys about the frame all the time. I got pictures. It's a digital frame. I got pictures of my next house. I have pictures of this house with the word paid across it. Like, I can't wait till I pay my house off. And I have some other photos, like a Bali. I want to go to Bali. I want to not only go to Bali, I want to have property in Bali. So whenever I want to go, y'all be like, where Precious? And nobody can find me. Oh, she in Bali. That's the kind of life I want to live. And staying in the bed for a week is not going to get me there, right?
It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, Siri. It's not going to get me there. So, right. Thank you for joining. Having your son. Like, that's something common. That's something we share. For some people to be getting married. Yep. Tashia, yes. Being a mom, yes. Wow. She said, there's that connection. Wow. Bless you, ladies. Thank you. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. But so, yeah, so not only, so now that you think of what significant changes, and a lot of you guys had similarities, right? And that is kind of the stuff you don't want to walk around asking people like, well, what changes? You know, you don't ask that, but you find out by asking questions. That's why you're supposed to survey or pre-qualify people you're going to work with, right? And you just observe, right? You'll find out if they get in a wedding. Well, they could have gotten married before, but this is just how you find out stuff about your potential clients without just being intrusive, right? You don't want to be intrusive, like, hey, girl. Like, no, don't do that. But when you find out like the significant changes that happened in your life, you also start thinking about like what did it affect? Like I just told you guys, the change of me leaving my job, what it affected. It just put me in full gear. Like it affected my routine of binge watching Greenleaf or something. It affected that routine. I don't know when the last time I even seen a Greenleaf, right? As a matter of fact, I just cut my cable off maybe a couple days ago because that was a necessary bill. I don't watch TV in here. I don't. 9 times out of 10, I'm in here. So, and my husband's at work. He's on the road a lot. My daughter has her little Netflix stuff that she watch all the time. So I'm like, why are we paying this? eliminated. I don't have time to sit on a couch and watch TV, right? I have my moments, like when I came home the other night from New Orleans, I was so happy just sitting on the couch, rubbing my feet with my family. Like that was a moment, but that moment ended that evening, right? And I think that probably was the last time I seen TV. Oh wow, bless, exactly. So you want to know what that's like a lot of other ladies going through that, Lorraine, right? And they are immediately when you find someone where you, especially if it's a tragedy, right? That's like a deep pain. That's a deep pain. Like look at you ladies, look at you guys comments to each other and stuff like that. It's so different. She says she loved Brinkley. It's so different, right? And now you experiencing a deeper connection, right? So when you find out these similarities with the people that you ultimately work with or will be working with, it just makes it different. It makes it real different. And even when you survey your people enough to know what's common. Like I told you guys, I know what's common. I know a lot of you guys want to leave your jobs. I know, although I didn't know before, a lot of my audience, the bulk of my audience is a lot older than me. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't know that until I did my surveys and surveyed you guys. So now it kind of made me, my language changed because I have a mature audience, right? And they on a side of the life where they should be enjoying. So now it just made me even more excited because I'm like, oh yeah, like you don't have a choice. But Clara, I tell you all the time, you don't have a choice. This is it. And this is the part that you just need to enjoy, right? Enjoy. Thank you, Mabel. Thanks for coming. So yeah, so that's why it just really changed how it changed my language because whatever my pitch was before is different now. I kind of come with a different angle. I don't know why I thought so I just thought that that's what my audience was, like mid-age, things like that. But that's clearly not it. A lot of my audience have children that are grown. And I mean grown, right? And I only know that how I know. Because I asked you guys, right? And I surveyed the results. And that's what I said. I say, wow. I say, oh, yeah. So not only that further lets me know you guys have time. As far as a younger audience that have the babies at home, like my baby Kanisha, she got babies, right? Not saying can't get it done, but yes, you can. But of someone with the kids are grown, gone off to college, like now it's kind of like your time. This is your time. You didn't did your bit, right? That's what I say. You did your time as far as parenting, like full time there all day. So now it's like your time. And some of us, even though we got grandkids, I have a grandkid, but some of us tend to feel like we being selfish. And honestly, until I started thinking in a selfish way, I was being pulled every direction possible. I meant like, I just didn't enjoy life. I told you guys that often. I did not enjoy my life a couple of years ago because it's like I didn't even own my life. Like I'm being called over here. I'm being called over here. And I was the only one in position to handle all these things. So quite naturally, that's how it got done. I had to hold on and just really hit the reset button for real. And that was like just Xing everything out. Like, no, this is my time. I deserve my time. And I had to, not only that, because we do, if we called on, I just told you guys earlier, if I'm called on, I will show up. So you have to put yourself, I had to put myself in position where I can't be called on, right? You can't call me up and say I need some sugar because guess what? I live 750 miles away now. So it's a little different. It's a little different, right? Yes, exactly. I have to push you guys because it's important. I think if someone, and now I have people that push me, thank God. I have an amazing mentor right now. And sometimes I'm not going to say I sit around and do nothing, but sometimes I do get frustrated because I have a lot of little projects, or some of them are big projects. I have a lot of projects and my team right now isn't solidified to where I want it to be because you guys know I'm still building a solid team. So the bulk of it, I still do a lot of, and I'm like, I get overwhelmed, right? So when that happens, I normally I just push pause. Like I told you guys to do. Nothing is wrong with pause. Push pause. As long as you don't push stop. I will not allow you guys to push stop. But push pause. Think about some things. Write some things out. I love writing because I can see it. I can see what's more important, and I can see what I need to tackle immediately, right? And then I get back into it. And it may be the next day, but I need to recharge, right? So with me, recharging could be, I love nature. So it could be me and my kid, my daughter and husband going to the beach or something like that. Or it could be me just sitting out back listening to the birds. Or it could just be me and Chloe just was sitting on the couch reading a book. I have to recharge before I come back in this office. Otherwise, I'm going to come back in with the same energy I left with. I have to do something for myself. Like I tell you guys, and it's not a game. Every Sunday, I say this self-care Sunday for a reason, because sometimes you need a reminder. Like, what have you done for yourself? I know you probably did this for the kids, and you did this for the husband, and then you did this at work, and you probably did this for the grandbabies. Pause. What did you do for yourself? I don't care if that's getting your favorite coffee. I don't care. Just what is it that you enjoyed where you just had a moment to yourself, right? Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to say I never, but it took me a long time to even discover what that felt like. And it was weird because I was so used to noise. When I didn't have noise, I was anxious. I was like, oh God, I had to call somebody when like my daughter would leave and like, visit family. I just was like, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I did not know how to enjoy peace. Isn't that crazy? I'm just being honest with you ladies. I did not know how to enjoy peace. I was like, I'm here by myself. Like, what's going to happen? Or if my husband was at work on the road, I'm like, oh my God. And even like with that, I was so used to him being around all the time, right? Like even we would match schedules. Like his schedule would match mine. And that's just how it was for a long time until, it just got to, especially moving here, it just got different. Like I don't have a schedule. I work when I want to work, right? So it's just different. It's like, what am I doing? Oh my God. So now I have it. Now I have the ability to sit down and just do nothing. And I can't explain to you guys what that right there. Then I'm ready to recharge. I'm ready to go back, kick back to it. Coming to Atlanta, a lot of people think this is party town or whatever it is. The perception of Atlanta is. And I get why it is, but I've been here now almost a year. I think I've been out twice. I haven't been to, I've been to the Juicy Crab place. I haven't been to none of those little fancy restaurants and the old lady. I haven't done any of that because that's not what I'm attracted to. So most people say, you went to Atlanta, like I forgot what they call it, but I was like, that's not my experience there. Like, I am in the house 95% of the time. So it's just different. It's like I'm on an old little country farm by myself, right? I don't hear all the noise and the hoopla of what's happening because that's not why I came here. It's really not. I came here for space and I came here to just be with me, to just have the opportunity to focus on what I need and what my family needs, right? So absolutely. And that's what the same thing I'm saying to you ladies, live life to the fullest. Understand what you want out of life, because at the end of the day, we all going to most of us going to the same place, right? And whatever you have, you can't take it with you, right? You can't take it with you. And I don't want you guys, and this has really nothing to do with the thing what I was talking about, but I don't want you guys looking at money as a source of power, because it's not. It's really not. Like, I don't know why. Well, I get why and how it happened, but it's not. Money is just a simple tool. It's just an exchange tool for you to get ultimately what you want, right? That's it. And once you put yourself in a position where it's easy to make money, you don't have to worry about it no more, right? Like, and I think that's why I had something happen to me earlier today where I paid the wrong person $500. Normally, I probably would have hit the roof. Like, I would have. I'm not gonna lie. But today I had both emotions running through me. One emotion was like, okay, what can you do? And the other emotion was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, really? And it's just, I had to change how I perceive money. I know how to operate without money, and I know how to operate with money. And at the end of the day, both spectrums, I'm going to be fine, right? So I don't let it just absolutely. So she got it. It's priceless. And that's just kind of something I want you guys to take with you. I know some people say, well, you can't live with it. You can't. But there's so many ways to make money. I've worked all my life, right? I really have. I've never had as much money like doing, I'm not gonna say doing nothing, but working for myself. Never have had that. Never had the peace of mind working for myself. And I've always should have been did it. Like, because I've had hair salons, part of clubs. I've been kind of like in it, but never like full-time entrepreneurial. And because I was scared. I was scared. And it's okay. It's just never too late. And I want you guys to realize it's never too late. And I want you guys to jump in the rings with me, because where I go, I'm taking, my ladies that rose with me, you guys are going with me. There's no resource that I have that I don't share with you guys and let you have the opportunity to take advantage of the same opportunities. Okay, wait a minute. That one ended. Okay. So like, that's ultimately what I want to do. The end of my goal, like my goal for you ladies, is I would be floored if I could help 100 women leave their job. I'm already working on one. But if I could help 99 more women walk away from their 9 to 5, that's going to propel me for my next big goal. And I don't know what that's going to be, because right now I'm working on that one. Right? I'm working on that one. So that is really what I wanted to tell you guys as far as your branding, your messaging. Put yourself in position to where you are able to pick and choose who you work with. Don't just feel as whoever's coming, oh, you just want to land them. No, absolutely not. That is that, because you want to know what? They sense the desperation in you. Now, if I feel that energy that, oh, they desperate, they want to land a sale. Oh, now you're going to tell me your package $1,200, and I'm going to say, no, well, what about, I got $9, because I know you're going to bend a little bit. So be confident that you guys deserve to be pricing your services and your packages accordingly how you see fit. Because my financial goal may not be Lorraine's financial goal. So that don't mean just because we both have treat tables that they should be the same price. Like, I don't want you guys fall under that umbrella of I gotta charge this because that's what they charging. Or even if they're charging $500, you feel like you gotta charge $4 just so you can. No, absolutely not. You can still charge $650, which is more than what they charging, but you have to put yourself in position where the person think you deserve it. Really, that's what it has to be. People buy according to perception, and perception it goes off emotion, right? Like, what do I think this person is worth? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Get out of the element of numbers, because it's really not about numbers. It's really not. It's really not. And the thing about, we had another discussion earlier about increasing your prices. If you feel that you walk, like I told you earlier, you walk away from your work and you're not satisfied at what you charge, that's the first indicator. You shouldn't be satisfied when you see it in a quote or whatever, however you submitting it. If you feel that in your gut, add another 0 or add another 5 or add something. It's not going to hurt. It's not really going to make a difference unless you like add another whole figure. Now, come on, come on. But she said, I am ready. Okay, y'all are going to the top. You really are. But increase your prices. Those of you that's enrolling in these boot camps and y'all taking my draping classes, that's an automatic. You're making investments. The second you invest in your business, it's a clear indication you need to increase your prices. I don't care if it's $20, $50. Like, you should never go into an investment into your business and you're charging the same amount. And that's inflation. When people walk in Target, and now yesterday the eggs was $1.89, but now they $2.19. I don't see nobody going to customer service saying, hold up, what happened here? So do the same thing. You don't owe any explanation. The only time explanations really feel like is warranted is if you have long-time clients, like people that have been working with you or someone that's worked with you before. And then, yeah, they deserve something, right? You can't just hit them with a $500 increase. They're like, oh, what happened? Oh my God, you ladies are amazing. I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. And do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to discuss? Yes, Shalyn, I didn't see that question. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Mentors is kind of hard to come by, and actually, mentors are great because it's different. A mentor is different than a coach, right? It's just different. And mentors come in shapes of everything. Like my mentor is a Yana Van Zandt. Do she know it? No. But she's my mentor. I seek her for guidance, right? I could easily look at her shows. I could easily read a book. Like I seek that for guidance. She's not directly, like structuring me anything like that, but it's the same message. I'm quite sure, and it happens to me. Sometimes when I'm in that space and I need something, I can easily read something of hers or listen to, I'm an audio book kind of chick. I can listen to an audio book and immediately I will get some kind of epiphany. So mentors can be, never, if it's a good working relationship. And sometimes mentors come to you. Like you don't go to a mentor and say, hey, can you mentor me? Real mentors, they seek out mentees because they're good proteges. You see something in that person, right? And you end up wanting to work with them because you can kind of see the journey. You can see the vision, and you have something to add to that journey. That mentors happen a lot that way as well. So they will seek you out too. But it's just like Giovanni, she knows that's that one because she's very clear on what she wants, and I know that that's something I can contribute to some degree. Kanisha, another one. Like even if they weren't in my program where they got access to me to the magnitude they do now, I still would be providing some kind of mentorship because I believe in what they're doing. And that's ultimately what mentors do. They believe in what you're doing. Coaches, that's just what they are. They coaches. Their job is to get you to the finish line, period. That's what it is. It don't have to be no emotional connection, or they don't got to believe in you all. You just got to be coachable, right? You just have to be coachable. Because if you're not, then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to work with you. But it's just their job to get you to the finish line. A mentor is a little more vested, a little more, it's just more. No, but yeah, like people be in my inbox all the time, and I don't ignore anyone because I know what it's like to be in that space. Like you just want some answers, and they just look at it like, oh, and now that I hate that, right? So my experiences really helped me to be the kind of mentor coach that a better one, because I know what it was like to be ignored or, to not be listened to. And so it just taught me how to not do that. Right. Or like some coaches and mentors is like, hey, you just can call me, we email on Mondays. And no, come on. People need answers. They need access to people. And normally, it's not normal. That's how it is in any of my programs. That's why I got so many groups, right? I got quite a few. I do. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm pretty good at managing my groups because if you took a class of mine, I need you in this group because you have direct access to me. If you took a mastermind group of mine, you have access to me. I know that this is about business. I know that this is about pipe and drape. I know now you took the draping class. You need some additional assistance. Just put it in there. I got you. So it's about access for me because I couldn't get access to nobody. I asked for internships. I asked for anything. I just need some exposure. I couldn't get it. So that is why I try to set my programs up the way I do. People that take my draping classes, if I'm in their city, they can always drop in and all that. Like I just was in NOLA and had a previous student, Danielle. She may not be here. Amazing. She just swung through. Not only did she was able to, go through the class again, but she also helped me with the other ladies. Like, that's like amazing. Anyone that invests in anything I have going on, I don't care if it's the mastermind class. I try and find opportunities where I can incorporate you guys. Michelle, I told her, like, if she wanted to go with me to Vegas, she would have been on my ticket. Like, that's not, That's just how it is. I believe in paying it forward and giving back. When people, when they believe in you or whatever, and they follow you and they want to learn from you, it's for me, because everybody don't do it. For me, I want to create as much opportunities I can to make sure they excel. It's not hurting me to have them drop in a class and refresh their skills, or it's not hurting, like the boot camp group now. Right now in that boot camp, I think I have about 60 women. But that's from when I started previous boot camps, right? Just because that boot camp is over, I'm not going to kick you out the group. Even though I have another boot camp rolling, you still have access, because you just still have access. That's just like, I don't know. But that's just my how I roll. So I try to take care of my people that, that's just stay with me, and just, we going to the top. That's all I can say. Because I done been down too long. I ain't going back down there. and I just always try to think of ways. You're supposed to take care of your people. You got to take care of your people. That's why my ladies, some of my ladies got every course I have. They have purchased every course I have. So I'm like, okay, I'm working on something, because I have to take care of them. That's like, a form of appreciation other than just verbally saying it. Like, no, I'm thinking of something. I'm working on something. So I got you, ladies. Absolutely. Michelle said closed mouth don't get fed. Absolutely. Ladies that took any of my classes, if I say opportunity around Vegas, I'm taking I could go on with me to Vegas. Like, I find ways that people I can help out and give back. Like, I definitely, and I would want to work with people that I've worked with before. And not saying I don't want to work with other people, but if it's someone that I taught, or kind of been with me, and they already kind of know how I roll. So, and if it's, especially with draping, I've taught them. So if it's someone else, they learned another kind of way. Everyone don't drape the same. They just don't. So I want them to be, know how I do it. They can't be in class doing different techniques that's not how I do it. So that's why I try to always stay true to people that, I've trained, I've worked with, I coached, I mentored, everything like that. Because it's not the end. It's not the end for me. I'm still growing. I'm still learning, right? And I pass on everything I learn. I pass on to you guys. I really do. Because it's helping me, right? It's helping me. And I want it to help you guys too. That's what you're supposed to do, right? The gift that keeps on giving. Vegas is next week, Michelle. Right, Vegas is next week. But I got you. Some other. I asked you. You should have came. So, ladies, that's all I have. I will see you, my boot camp ladies. I will see you guys tomorrow night. And you guys, I will see you next Wednesday for Posh Late Night Biz. And next Wednesday, what are we talking about next week? I forgot what next week is about. Oh, the client attraction, right? And then the following week is photo shoots. I don't know how you guys go into photo shoots, right? But I have found a lot of people, or us, go into it so unprepared, and you end up wasting so much time, and you don't get your time worth before you go to the photo shoot. So we are going to talk about how to properly prepare, and then I'm gonna give you guys a checklist so you can prepare for your photo shoot and get the most out your time. Because when they say an hour, they really only trying to be there an hour. And if you go beyond that, you got to pay for it, or however you guys, however your time slot is. But ultimately, you should be preparing for these photo shoots so you can maximize on your time. And it's just a lot of things you could do. And I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know this till I learned it. I had to take it was in a course I had. So that's gonna be like amazing, because had I known, it's so funny, because even in the boot camp, I show you guys my pictures from my first photo shoot, which was a mess, because I didn't know. It just was a mess. So, and it's just a mess. That's all I'm gonna say. But we talk about that. So, and not next week, but the following Wednesday, that's what we're gonna be talking about. And then the last week is transparency and authenticity, right? And I just gave you a little spill on mine. Like, until I showed up transparent and authentic, I felt like a fraud. I did, because I was just too busy worried about would I be accepted. Now, I don't care. Like, I really don't. I know my ladies, the ones that we got stuff in common, but all day, they're going to accept me all day. So the only way I can show up, like, it don't have to mull things in my head, like, well, what I'm going to say? Did I just smack my lips? Oh, my goodness. I don't have time. I don't. Because we understand each other. So I'm gone, guys. Okay. Yeah. So, Michelle, this will be perfect for you because you will have everything you need leading up to your shoot. It's actually you got to prepare for this thing. You really do to get the best out of it. You don't want to show up, you know, having to guess poses. And I'm telling you, I got you, girl. I got you. I see you other ladies tomorrow. If we are only in day 2 of the branding boot camp, which is this month, a lot of you ladies did sign up yesterday when it was on sale. If any of you ladies is on here tonight that still wants to sign up, I'm gonna put the link here. You because I got so many emails earlier and messages in my DMs. I'm gonna put the message here that you can sign up and get the discount, the $47 discount, but that only stays active until tonight. So I'm gonna put it here. Okay, I just put it there. So if anyone want to join, this is your other opportunity to join the business. Something don't look right. Okay, to join it tonight. Oh, there it is. After tonight, it goes back to regular price. Like so many people today was like, it was how I get to 90. The thing clearly said sign up today or the sale is over, and that was yesterday. So if you guys want to join tonight, click the button and you can join up until midnight. After midnight, it goes back to regular price and it'll stay regular price because now we're going to be working on next month's boot camp, which is social media. So bye, ladies. I will see you guys. I'll see my boot camp ladies tomorrow. Everyone else have a blessed week. We're still early in the week. Set some goals and then set some micro goals to work to the ultimate goal. And I will probably peek in at the end of the week to see if y'all achieved them. All right. Good night, guys. Have a good one.